You are not broken. I need you to hear that right now, before anything else. Because if there is a narcissist in your life, they have spent a very long time carefully, quietly convincing you of the opposite, that you are too sensitive, that you overreact, that somehow every single problem between you two traces back to something you did, something you said, something you are. And the frightening thing? A lot of you started to believe it. Some of you are still believing it right now. But here's the truth. You were not the problem. You were the target. And that difference changes everything. Narcissists do not accidentally wander into your life and cause chaos. They are deliberate. They find the softest place in you, the part that wants to be understood, the part that tries to see the good in people, and they press on it, slowly, over time, until you are so turned around you can barely remember which way you came from. Today, we are going to change that. Not with screaming, not with revenge, with 5 specific moves that hit a narcissist exactly where they are least prepared. Moves that do not look dangerous from the outside, but underneath, they completely dismantle the hold. And I am saving the most powerful one for last, not because it is the most dramatic, but because it is the quietest. And as you are about to find out, quiet is the one thing a narcissist absolutely cannot handle. Move 1. Become the most boring person in the room. Picture the dullest object you have ever seen, a gray rock on the side of a road. No shine, no reaction, no energy. Nobody picks it up, nobody even notices it. It just exists, completely unbothered, completely unreadable. That is your first weapon. Here is where most people go wrong when they are dealing with a narcissist. They think the goal is to win, to finally say the right words, to make the narcissist understand, admit, or apologize. So they try harder. They explain more clearly. They make their case with more passion than ever before. And every single time, it gets worse. Not because they said the wrong thing, because they said anything at all. A narcissist is not listening to your words. They are watching your face. They want to see your expression shift. They want to watch you scramble. The content of what you say is completely irrelevant to them. The fact that you are responding, that you are activated, that you care enough to react, that is the entire meal. So what happens when you give them nothing? When someone throws a loaded question and you respond in the flattest voice imaginable, "I'm okay," and leave it there. When they poke at you and you give them absolutely nothing interesting to grab onto. Not coldness, not attitude, just nothing. They get bored, and a bored narcissist moves on. That is not a theory. That is how it works. The gray rock is not about punishing them. It is about starving them out. They are hungry for your reaction. So you close the kitchen. 2. Ask them to slow down. Here is a moment you might recognize. You are in the middle of a conversation and something feels off. A story changed. The logic twisted somewhere. They are blaming you for something, and you can barely follow how they got there. And instead of saying anything, you go quiet. Because the last time you questioned it, you were in a 2-hour argument that somehow ended with you apologizing. So you swallow it. Again, here is what to do instead. Not a fight, not a confrontation, just one sentence. Can you help me understand that? That is it. That is the whole move. When you ask a narcissist to explain themselves slowly, out loud, in real time, something happens that they are completely unprepared for. Their own story starts to collapse because their stories are built for speed, designed to hit you fast so you react before you think. The moment you slow it down, the whole structure unravels. You are not accusing them. You are not raising your voice. You are simply asking for clarity. And they cannot give it because what they told you was never meant to survive a second look. Keep your tone curious. Keep your face neutral. Ask it like you genuinely want to understand. And here's the beautiful part. If they actually have a real answer, you learn something true. If they do not, you know that too. Either way, you walk away with more than you had before. No argument needed. You just handed all the pressure back to them without saying a single hard word. Move 3. Protect your memory before they rewrite it. There is a specific kind of pain that comes from being told your own memory is wrong, not challenged, not disagreed with, just flatly, calmly told. That did not happen. You heard it wrong. You are remembering it wrong. You have a habit of making things bigger than they are. And after long enough, some part of you starts wondering if they might be right. This is not a communication problem. This is not two people seeing things differently. It has a name. It is gaslighting. And it works because it targets the one thing you trust most, your own mind. Here is what you do, not with them in the room, not as a confrontation, just for yourself. You start writing things down, a note in your phone, a journal, a voice memo recorded quietly after a conversation ends. You write what was said when it was said, how it made you feel, factually, simply. The same way you would track something important at work. What happens over time is remarkable. Your clarity comes back. Every time you write it down, you are telling yourself, this was real. This happened. It is worth remembering. And when they try to rewrite it later, you have the record. You may never need to show it to anyone. You may never even look back at it. But the act of keeping it is the act of protecting yourself. Every entry is you saying, I trust my own experience. And once your truth is protected, the gaslighting stops having anywhere to land. Before we go further, if this is reaching you right now, subscribe and drop a comment that says, I remember clearly. We personally reply. And what is coming in the next 2 moves is what most people in your situation were never told. Move 4. Build a life too big for them to control. There is a reason narcissists do not want you spending time with people who love you. There is a reason they make small comments. Nothing obvious, nothing you can quite pin down. Just a quiet suggestion here and there. That friend takes advantage of you. Your family does not really understand you. Those people do not see you the way I do. Each comment sounds almost reasonable on its own, but together over time, they are building something specific. Isolation. Because a person who has a full life, real friendships, real joy, real things that belong to them, is a person who can walk away. And a narcissist's greatest fear is not losing you. It is losing control over you. Those are completely different things. So here's the move. You text the friend you have been quiet with. You say yes to the dinner you kept finding reasons to skip. You sign up for the class. You pick up the old hobby. You find one small thing each week that belongs only to you. Something that has nothing to do with them and cannot be reached by them. You are not making a dramatic exit. You are not starting a conflict. You are simply living your life fully, the way you always had the right to. But underneath that, something real is happening. Every connection you rebuild is another door out of the trap. Every person who knows your real story is a witness to who you actually are. Every part of your life that exists beyond the narcissist is a piece of yourself they can never hold hostage. They will feel something shift. They will not be able to name it. But the grip will start loosening, and that feeling is more threatening to them than any argument you could ever win. You do not fight your way out. You grow your way out, until the walls around you simply cannot reach high enough anymore. Move. 5. Stop waiting for them to understand. This one is different, because this one is not about what you do around them. It is about what you finally stop doing inside yourself. Stop trying to make them understand. I know that sounds obvious, but stay with me, because this is the one that takes the longest and costs the most. When something unfair happens to us, our instinct is to seek understanding. We go back, we explain again, with better words this time. We write the message, delete it, rewrite it. We have the conversation in our heads 100 times. We think, if I could just say it the right way, something would finally click. They would see what they did. They would feel it. They would change. That hope is the chain. A narcissist cannot give you the understanding you are looking for, not because they lack the capacity, but because your understanding gives them nothing. They already know what happened. They know exactly what they did. The performance of not knowing is what keeps you coming back to explain it one more time. And every time you return, you are telling them that their acknowledgement still has power over you, that you still need something from them. As long as you need something from them, they have you. The day you genuinely stop needing them to understand, that is the day everything changes. Not because you won, not because you got an apology, because you quietly, finally took your need back. You stopped standing at a door that was never going to open, and you turned and found one that did. That is what they cannot handle. Not your anger, not even your distance, your peace. The sight of you genuinely, completely okay, not waiting for anything. That is the thing that ends it every single time. None of this is fast. A narcissist did not build their hold on you in a single day. It was slow. Done. In steps so small, you never saw it coming. Undoing it takes the same patience. It takes you choosing yourself again and again in small moments, especially when it would be easier not to. But here is what is also true. You are already doing it. The fact that you found this video, the fact that you stayed all the way to the end, that is not nothing. That is the part of you that is still fighting, even when the rest of you felt exhausted. Become impossible to excite. Ask the question that unravels the story. Write down your truth so no one can take it from you. Build a life that is too full for them to control. And let go of the need for them to ever understand you, not for them. For you. Completely for you. The version of you that existed before all of this, they are still there. A little quieter, maybe. A little more careful. But still there. Still worth finding again. Go find them. If this reached you today, share it with someone who needs it, and stay for the next video, because there is more you deserve to know.